best friends got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 67. So how's everyone doing? I'm here with my guys, Coach Ed Gladney, Nikki Steves, and Blaze Radio. How you guys doing, man?
Two more shows.
Off a nice dinner, so
Hey,
yeah, I'm
Nikki.
cool with that right there. The nice dinner. I got to go to the gym before the rain came in, so it's been a nice
Smart.
day. So
Yep, I had a nice workout too, and yeah. But Blaze, how you doing, man? We missed you last week.
It's playoff time, man. It's time. It's put up or shut up time. Now we get to see everybody's game, get ready, see what happens.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Well, not everyone's doing good. Zion Williamson, it is out for the game tomorrow against the Sacramento Kings. Nikki, I'm going to start with you, man, because last night on the play-by-play, you had a lot of stuff to say. So, what was yours, bro?
I mean, it's a tough break. I mean, on one hand, some people are going to blame Zion for not taking care of himself, staying in the best shape, and that may be true to some extent, but it takes two to tango, so to say. And the Pelicans, you look at their roster. What other stars do they really have? And they have some role players there, but they're just role players. And last night you saw Zion carry that team and help them stay in the game. He got to 40, but he got hurt late and left. Now, yeah, as Daniel says in the chat, Zion being injury prone is part of it. But at the same time, the Pelicans haven't done anything to take the weight off his back, having to carry this team. You see the difference between him being in versus him being out. You see they're two completely different teams. So, yeah, it's a combination of both sides in this case. But the Pelicans needed to say, okay, we still got Zion under contract. We got to do something this offseason to give him some help, take some weight off his back.
Yeah, and you also said like since Chris Paul was there, the roster wasn't rebuilt correctly. Same with
Right.
AD and now Zion. So you also brought that up last night.
Exactly, because ever since they've been in New Orleans, because really the last time they had a decent front office in terms of management structure was going back to their original run in Charlotte, the original Hornets, because they're still technically the same team. But since they moved to New Orleans, man, they haven't had any like really great teams. They've had like a star that can help that's there that's carried the team, but that's only gotten them so far.
Right, right.
Right.
Blaze, how do you feel about Zion and him being out for the next game?
I hate like using injuries as an excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse, but there are certain individuals that seem more injury prone, and it sucks because I am a next man up type of guy when it comes to injuries. However, just so sick of, I feel so bad for this kid because it seems like every time we're talking about him, we're talking about when he's healthy, he could be the most dangerous player in the league. When he's healthy, he's like a combination of, Barkley and Jordan and Rod, and all these players put together. He's big, he's bad. And it just sucks. We keep talking about him whenever it's, another injury. It's just, I don't know what to say. I mean, to think at this point that he's not taking care of his body, I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that after all this. You'd think to try to save a professional's career, he's going to have as many people, hands in that cookie jar, so to speak, to try to help him, make sure he doesn't go down the wrong path again. But you can't control injuries. And it just sucks for this kid because he has so much potential, man. My heart goes out for him.
Yeah. Coach?
Thank you for my title. No, stop. No, seriously though. It's sad. It's tough. I understand. On the same token, some people are saying he's out of shape. That's why he pulled, he has a hamstring, but you don't pull fat, you pull muscle. So, now has he done things to probably push the narrative in his hamstrings with his workouts? It's possible, so they need to find the proper mechanics, the proper measures for him to work out so he can be in shape, but also not hurt himself when he's out there on the court, because he's a dynamic player. People love watching to see him, especially because of his size and what he brings to the table and how he impacts that organization. Because losing him changes the whole dynamic and makes him easier. I don't want to say easier, but it's a different way to defend them as opposed to when Zion is out there. So, hopefully, if they move on, hopefully he can come back in a decent amount of time. If he misses the next series altogether, then we'll see him next year.
Yeah. For me, I'm a huge fan of Zion. I've been watching him ever since he was a freshman in high school. And since he had that growth spurt, he was just so dominant with all the dunks and everything. And then now, it's just like all that weight he's putting on his body and stuff. It's sad. It really is. But I want to talk about Brandon Ingram. Because Brandon Ingram was supposed to be that second star to help Zion. And for this year, I said no, I had him on my fantasy team. He did not play up to par at all this year. So I have to agree with Nikki to an extent how they didn't rebuild this roster correctly. Like maybe Brandon Ingram is not that guy. Maybe CJ McCollum, who's a very good player, maybe it's not for them. They got to make some changes. And if I'm Zion, if they don't make any changes to this roster, and if I don't fix my body, I'm out.
You got to change the team's name first. Pelicans.
No, that's your favorite teammate.
Hate that name. Nobody fears a Pelican. I mean, a couple years ago, we were sitting here saying like Ja and Zion were like the future. These are game changers. These are, generational talents that are going to just blow this league up and change everything. And for one reason or another, mainly injuries for both, we're not getting that show that I thought we were going to get with those two. And so much talent, so much.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Something you can't mess with. And here's another thing that we can't mess with is the gambling. Because Dante Porter out of Toronto, he's banned from the NBA because of gambling. Like the NBA is really start striking down. So, Coach, let's start off with you. How do you feel about Dante Porter getting banned from the NBA?
I get it. I understand, but in the same token, and I'm not exalting. I'm not, making an excuse for him per se. But pro sports, you went got into bed with the gambling. I mean, years back, me coming up, plain and simple, you couldn't gamble. That's it. No cut and dry. Guys make mistakes. Now, he pushed the narrative, so I'm not excusing what he did, but you know what? When you allow the gambling the way it is and you want a piece of the pie, I'm expecting more of this, to be honest with you. I really am. So I'm expecting more guys to push the narrative. You had the issue several years ago with a referee, manipulating the game. So and it wasn't allowed. So and I've heard stories that referees say that certain figures have come and offered them money. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen again, and it's probably going to happen more. Look at the NFL. How many guys have been, suspended because, whatever they're betting in, in the facility, even though they're on their own phone. I mean, nowadays you can do the lottery on your phone, and sometimes you forget, and you do it real quick, and that's a violation. So it's like, what, you get into bed with it, and I expect more of it, and it's sad to say that, I'm looking in that regard.
Yeah, Blaze?
Not a big gambler. I never am, but I know a lot of people that are, and I get the passion behind it, and that immediate opportunity to turn that buck around and turn it into $100, etc. And that it's the devil. It's gambling. It's evil, because you get that. I've never been a fan of it, but like I said, I get how people enjoy small time gambling or little gambling, buck game here, buck game there stuff. But I also know people that go drop 10, 20 grand every weekend, just to gamble. And I think it's a sickness to an extent, but I get how it's just a plain hobby as well. This is where that blurred line where I can't stand how people call sports fixed or rigged or this or that. I would use the word, it can be influenced, and money is the root of all evil. And, when they legalized gambling, I thought, I get it, because it's all about money. And look at, you can see on TV or phone everywhere, the advertisements for sports gambling is everywhere. I don't gamble. I did one of those websites, like for 1 year, I had $50 and that was it. I don't do it. I haven't for years, but I still get those ads everywhere because it's everywhere. And all these prop bets for the littlest, smallest, dumbest, weirdest things that started with like the Super Bowl prop bets. It turns people into demons because they want that money. They want that almighty dollar. So referees betting, players betting, coaches betting. Guess what, people? It's happened forever. If you are a gambler, whether you're a pro athlete or not, you're either going to gamble or get someone to gamble for you, or you'll find a way to get your itch to gamble. It can be a sickness. And I mean that with all seriousness, talking about this subject, gambling in general. But I always preface it with, I understand why, because the adrenaline of putting money on the line, hoping for whether it's your team or not, people are gambling on teams they don't even give a shit about. But I don't understand, and I never will, because I'm not a pro athlete, never will be, how a pro athlete, like I said, unless it's an addiction where it's a problem, they can't help it, who would be in the field that has to bet on it. I don't get that. I don't understand the whole. I still think, I'm a big believer Pete Rose should be in a Hall of Fame for what he did on the field. For all these other players that have done the same thing, but it's the rule. It's the rule. You can't, unless they change the rule. But look at all these rules that have changed. We talk about how the game of basketball, the game of football has changed over the past 30, 40 years. This betting thing is huge. When this went down, I thought, and I'll flip the coin. I'm surprised there's not more of this. And I'm sure there is. We just don't hear about it. I'm not surprised there are people losing their marriages, their families, their lives, their professional careers because of gambling. It hurts to even talk about it, because I know it can ruin people's their entire careers and lives and their families.
Yep. Nikki.
I'll lead on.
Oh, okay, go. Right.
I
Go, Nikki.
mean, I get it. You don't want athletes gambling when they participate in the sport. It's not the best look in the world. So it obviously was not a good idea. However, at the same time, Jonte Porter being banned from the NBA, when you've had players that, if you think about it, have done worse and still were allowed to have a professional career, both on and off the court, like Karl Malone, but he still was allowed to play in the NBA. Josh Giddey's still in the NBA. And then you got, Isaiah Stewart. You can argue what he did off in a few months ago was worse, but these guys are still allowed to play and have careers. So it's like, it feels like selective punishment, if you will, because we've seen it with the NFL too, where they've had selective punishment where, like, originally Calvin Ridley was, like Ridley, Deshaun Watson, and plenty of other examples. Like, you had Ray Rice was initially suspended 2 games, and then all of a sudden they basically banned him upon the videotape coming out. But it's all selective punishment. I'm not saying that what Jonte Porter did is a good thing, because it's not. Now, I understand, like Blaze and Coach point out, gambling's the thing nowadays. A lot of people do it. A lot of people are involved, especially whether it be athletes or fans. But at the same time, is it really worth? I mean, not saying he shouldn't be punished. I could understand a suspension. That's perfectly reasonable. But you really got a ban for life when, again, people have done worse both on and off the court. Hell, even Ron Artest, you could argue what he did was technically worse, but he got his second chance. So, like, where's the consistency with these standards? If you ask me, I mean, it's the NBA's mindset, but I think it's a little bit extreme.
Now,
Like I said,
would they do this to a guy like Kevin Durant? Would
I
they do
don't-
this to a guy like Giannis? I don't think
That's a
so.
great point. I don't think so. So I think this also comes down to, again, selective punishment, not just for what they do, but whether you're a star or not. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a star, you get a lot more free passes. That's anywhere, whether it be sports, at any industry, whether you're a musician, CEO, top dog, whatever the case may be, top actor, you get more passes than the average Joe. Like, I mean, I could give millions of examples.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man Jones, Jeff Hardy, who,
Yep. So, Coach, you said you had something
Taylor,
else to say?
Tyson, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask because, when you posted the reading, it said that he didn't bet on the games that he was playing in. I thought that's what he did.
He bet on the team. He bet on the Raptors to lose.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Okay. So I mean, I that part, well, you bet on your team to lose. I mean, that's an attack on the integrity, though. That really is.
Yeah.
It is an attack on the integrity. But now with the lifetime ban, because we've heard players have been banned for lifetime in other sports, but really it's a year and then you can reapply. Does he have the option to reapply? Because that's the other thing. And then finally, being that he is banned, what is the players union doing? I mean, because he is a member of the players union, so as a former steward, you're going to take that up and you're going to fight that. Now, I don't know if he's had his due process and they stepped in, to try and defend him, but I haven't heard anything. So usually you do at least hear a players union say they're going to fight whatever punishment that a player receives. So
It sounds like there's details missing too. It's like all we see is he's getting a lifetime ban because of gambling, and like Mitch alluded to earlier, and we're all kind of wondering. It's like lifetime ban. I need more details if you're going to ban someone for life.
Yeah.
It has to be. I'm a benefit of the doubt type of person. I'm assuming that if they're going to ban someone for lifetime, they have to have enough legal reason to do that. Like they wouldn't just say, "Oh, we're just going to do it just for the hell of doing it." They have to have the reasons, but. I mean, there's the money, there's the bets, but was there more than this? Was it just this?
None of the bets involved any games in which Porter played. So, I mean, I get he's betting on the Raptors to lose. He has inside information. Players are out or whatever the case may be. I mean, I get it, but I mean, in sports, they give you a transaction report. They tell you what players are playing in the game. So anybody who's ever gambled is looking for any type of edge, any type of an edge. So, and I get what you're saying, what they're saying, he bet against the Raptors to lose. Okay, but if you put out, well, this player is out of this game, case in point, we're talking about the Pelicans, Zion out. Don't you think the money is going to change now? People are going to say, okay, well, Zion's out. I'm going to put more money on, the Pelicans to lose, whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Everyone, if you're betting, every bettor does it. That's why I'd say, you know what, in terms of sports, you're making your bed. You're getting in bed with them. Not excusing Murray for what he did. I agree, he should, like Nikki said, he should be punished and he should be held accountable. Lifetime
Sorry to
ban.
cut you off, but I
Go
do
ahead.
feel like the Raptors should cut him considering the circumstances. But that would have been their decision. But now with the ban, well,
They don't have to. Yeah, he's out. So, it's tough for this kid. I mean, right now, the only other option, if he wants to play pro ball, looks like it's international. So,
Has he done this before? Like, this is his third strike or something? Maybe that's it. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know enough details
That's
to
a
really.
great
There was
lay down
nothing
the
from the
gap.
Rose
Mhm.
tweet. He was just
Yeah.
talking about parlays and stuff.
Yeah, see, until I see all the details, it's hard to really lay any type of judgment on the
Mhm.
whole situation because, lifetime ban. Is it like his third strike? Is he doing? He must get caught red-handed with a lot of, and they're going to make an example of him, and I don't blame him. Like I think lifetime bans a lot, but like I'm just saying, I don't know all the details on everything.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking if they're going to lifetime ban him, they're going to send a signal out there that we're not going to piss around with this stuff. I'm totally for that. I want them to lay down the hammer big time on any professional athlete. Like I said, if you're a professional athlete making millions of dollars, with all the desolation in life that's out there and families trying to scrape together, you got millions of dollars. If you're still betting on your sport or other sports, it's a sickness because you don't need to bet at that point. I get the person who's, they hate their job, they hate their wife, their kids, their family, so they go bet and gamble on the weekends. That's a whole different story. We're talking about people that have made it to the top of their profession in the world and still feel like they got to try to win money. I don't get that. I don't get that.
You know what, Blaze, though? We can go back to Barkley and Michael Jordan back in the day. Think about Michael Jordan when was it you guys, the Sixers, and he went to AC either
Competitive
before
nature too. Yeah, they want to compete.
So it's the challenge, it's the competition, it's the adrenaline rush. So and you're right, there is a certain level of sickness. So and yes, I know some people will make the argument, oh well, everything in life is a gamble. Playing dealing with the market is a gamble. Yes, you're right, it is. But in the same token, yes, and also there are those who are professional gamblers. That's something different to me.
I've just seen people lose their livelihoods, lose their families
exactly.
over it. That's where I'm going with it. Like gambling is a serious topic to me, as serious as drug addiction and stuff like that, because
compulsive gambling.
it gets you.
Toes.
It gets you so trapped into it. Like I said, for me to bet $10,000 on one sporting event, as much as I love sports, that's ridiculous to me. It's ludicrous.
That's
stupid.
crazy for me too.
It's stupid to even imagine someone putting 10 grand on any sporting event.
Blaze, when they have that kind of money, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's the thing. To them, it's discretion. For us, we're looking at it, from our perspective. But you know what? If you have $10, $50 million, throwing down $20,000.
I got a whole stack of pieces of paper here. Giving you one of these pieces of paper ain't gonna hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I only had two pieces of paper, I'd think twice about giving you one of those pieces of paper.
What if you had 3 pieces of paper?
I'd still have to think about it. Like we're talking about people that are giving the opportunity that anyone would want. That's God.
Exactly.
For someone to, that's the cash cow. That is the the treasure at the end of the damn rainbow. Being a pro athlete is what most kids want to do at some point in their life. And these people get it and then they fucking throw it away. And I think it's disgusting.
You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like this guy has been smacked a couple times before they're going. Now you're
had-
good. Now you're done. You'd have to think he's had to been warned a few times. You know?
What kind of pressure now? And the league now is probably going to look at his brother.
Halftime, we all know you love
And
gambling.
I get that. I really don't want to discourage the act of
No.
gambling at all. It's a hobby just like anything else. Let me explain one thing. I love these sports cards. This is gambling. I am putting $5, $10 into one pack, hoping to turn it into 20 or 50 or 100. That's gambling. It's a different level because
It is,
the
once
value
you
of these
think
are
about it.
based on performance. Same thing as you bet on your players. because
Fantasy sports.
Fantasy sports is another thing. It's an extension
Shout
of
out to
gambling.
Raf. He won. I gave him second. Shout out to Raf.
But like
But
my dad would always do bets every week. It was
Oh.
no more than
hobbies to make
$10
money.
worth of $1 bet.
Responsible bet.
Yeah, that's
Look,
fun of gambling with your buddies.
I throw a one ticket on the mega, or the Powerball once in a while.
Yeah.
But you know what? You don't see me like, I had an aunt back in the day. She would go and spend $500 literally a week just to do lottery tickets. And I'm like, Auntie, you're spending that's $2,000. And you know what she told me? It's fun. It's fun just for the chance. And that taught me, like, well, if you got it like that, more power to you. But I can't.
Normal, see, it's
$2
fun for
ticket?
normal people, but we're talking about the alphas. We're talking
Mhm.
about the best in the world
Exactly.
at what they do, and they still feel the need to bet on it. That's the part that's mind-boggling to me. And I love that they're sending a very stern message to the people that violate it at this point. You've been given a huge gift that a lot of us would. I'd give fingers to be. I'd give 6 of my fingers if you said I could go to NBA. If you give 6 of my toes, I'll probably need my fingers a little more if I'm in the NBA. But I'm just saying.
I don't know. You might need your toes too.
Yeah, those two. But I'm just saying, just to put it into perspective, that's what irks me so much when we hear about these professional athletes getting in trouble. Keep your dick in your pants, keep your money in a good place, and keep good people around you. I don't understand how that's that difficult. But when you're treated like we talked about college, being treated like a king and a queen, you don't pay for nothing. That gets instilled in a human being over years. So if you're in high school and you're the shit and you get treated great,
got it right.
I know.
Got it.
My comparison was going south, so I stopped it.
Yo,
Alright.
you're crazy, man. You're crazy. Yo.
Those type of bets are funny bets. My one friend had to run around the campus naked because the Pirates lost a baseball game. He said, I'll run around this campus naked for 10 minutes if they lose this game. The Pirates are winning like 10-1 or something. They lost.
So,
That's about what he's called.
before we get into the next topic, I just got to
Let's
say
talk about
this.
the playoffs.
Yeah, we're talking about the playoffs, but not now.
Playoffs?
But I just got it. Yeah, it's yeah. I just got it. If they don't make it like on a big time name, like a lifetime ban on like a KD, Giannis, or someone, like really put a stamp into it.
Well,
Like,
if one of them
nothing
guys are
changed.
dumb enough, you're right.
I'm waiting for one of those big names to be banned. And then the NBA will be like, okay, we just shut down Giannis.
I
Jonte
told you
Porter.
earlier, I
Well-
expect it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
no disrespect to Jonte Porter. He's not no superstar selling tons of jerseys and people going to games just to see him.
You
No
playing the G League.
disrespect. All
You
players.
playing the G League, you're making $20,000 basically, so or
Yeah.
something to that
Yeah.
effect. So,
Yeah. So actually, we have a question for you, Coach, from Earl. What are the keys to the Knicks surviving the first round of the playoffs?
Hope the Sixers don't win because we're coming for that ass if we win.
did
Tonight, it's all about tonight.
The only ass that's going to get got is the Sixers. And to be honest with you, I don't care which team. So
Yeah, I
before
know.
anybody asks me,
It's all good.
I don't care. It's about, for me, confidence in the Knicks. And what are the keys? Number one, of course, is Jalen Brunson continuing to play the way he does. Number two is going to be OG Anunoby. Whoever is he on? If it's for the Heat, he's going to be on Jimmy. If it's for the Sixers, do you put him on Maxey to try and help take some of that pressure off of him? But those are some of the keys. Is Jalen Brunson, their defense, making sure you hit those critical threes, whenever you get the opportunity, because if Jalen Brunson is attacking the paint, defenses have to collapse on him, and then guys are going to be open. They have to hit those threes. DiVincenzo will definitely pretty much hit the threes. How many is he going to hit a game? OG in the corner three. And right now, my X factor is, because of the way he's starting to play now, is Bogdanovic. If Bogdanovic can step up his game, not only from shooting, but he has the ability to attack the paint. He has good handle where, he can attack the paint and be a facilitator and also create and help others get their shot. So, those are some of the things that, I think for the Knicks to win whoever they face.
You tell them, Arku, this is the time of year you got to get behind your team, man. This is the playoffs. This is no more pissing around.
The playoffs? Don't talk.
People coming from people's backsides.
Welcome back.
Get the KY jelly ready, baby. Get the KY jelly.
Team right now, get behind your team 100%. And I'm a true believer, as much as I'm a Sixers fan, that in this world of the NBA that we live in, any team can beat any team on any given day.
Exactly.
There is a lot of parity in this NBA right now, and I love that. I love that. We're not talking about these 4 teams. They're guaranteed. But if we see the Nuggets and Celtics, it's because they are the 2 best teams. But they got to prove it now, because everyone is gunning for them 120%.
I keep hearing those are the 2 teams that they're guaranteed.
I know.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah. And like you said, anybody can beat.
Everybody's coming gunning.
Yes. So
you did say get your KY.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm telling you, I'm a trash talker. Yes, I am.
We saw what the Heat did last year. There was no reason for them to be where they were at the end of the playoffs when it started. No reason. Well, there was one reason. His name
Prime time. I don't get me started with that about Dante and the MIP, because I still to this day. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna wait.
No, it's fine. Fine. But we got, since we're talking about playoffs, one team got eliminated last night, and that's the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are out. So my question is the big 3 done?
Seeing them numbers on Clay is very disappointing, man. I'm a huge Clay mark. I love his game. I think he's one of the most beautiful shots. A pure shooter to watch. Yes. Like, if I was going to teach a kid how to do a jump shot, I would give him Ray Allen and Klay Thompson videos. Just watch their jump.
Not Curry?
His jumper, it's more specific to him. He's the greatest shooter, but those 2, if you want a textbook jump shot, how their legs are formed, their shoulders, their arms, the shoot at the top of your height of your jumper, all on the wrist, those 2 are pure jump shooters. And to see Clay like that's tough. Like Unpopular saying, man, it's tough to see him seemingly washed. Like the Sixers, Mitch, earlier in the year, we were ready to go all in to grab Clay this year. Yeah. Like, give up our picks, get Clay. Maybe we can do it this year. But if he's in this condition, I hate to say, because I'm a huge fan of Clay, but it sucks. I mean, hey.
You're right about that. Allen Houston did have a beautiful
Yes, he's another one. He's another one.
Yes.
For the, if I'm going to teach a kid how to shoot a jumper, that's another one you want to watch.
So it's the big 3 done in Golden State. Because
Draymond needs to retire because he's a punk.
See, for me, Mitch and I were talking about that earlier. There are going to be changes, and I know a lot of people are going to say Clay, but to me, it's Draymond. I mean, think about it.
Time to go.
Steph got literally pissed off at him because you just came back and you go out and you do something stupid again. When is it going to get through your thick
you can't fix stupid. Clay can click. Clay can click and start shooting gems again. Draymond ain't changing. Draymond's going to be him no matter what. I respect it because I know a lot of people play that game too, and we've discussed it, but it's going too far now. He's like that old man sitting on the back porch, trying to play with the kids now. I'll get in there and show y'all kids how we used to do it, and just start shoving people. And it doesn't fly no more. And now the refs got a bullseye on him. It's just like who said it earlier about, a target. When Draymond does something bad, he's going to have a penalty coming just like that because he's Draymond. They did that to Rodman. They did that to other people back in the day too. Meta, World Peace, and all those guys that when you get that track record, you got to prepare to deal with the consequences if you're going to play bully ball all the time. And Draymond, I think his time's up. But I think Clay still has something in him, even though
I
it's
mean,
very disappointing to see how he played here.
Dre to me is just he's loose. There's something mentally wrong
Yeah.
with him. Yesterday there was a ball going out of bounds, and it would have been Golden State's ball, and he just had to let it go. And he goes and grabs it and steps out of bounds. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, how I've said it. How stupid do you have to be to do it? That was just let it go out of bounds.
You know what he said on his podcast? He said that the Heat are going to beat the Sixers. Well, now he's out. So,
And they might beat the Sixers. I mean, it's stupid. Why is he
They
worried
might.
about his
I'm
podcast?
just
He's
saying.
worried about his team. He's sitting at home now.
well, he was always
Who
sitting
was
at
this
home
again?
doing his podcast. So,
Modern day Bill Lambier. I like that one.
All right, Nikki. I'll see you, Playboy.
all right, Nikki, how do you feel about Knicks Golden State, man? How do you feel? Big 3 over?
I think it should be. I mean, as far as them being a championship team, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's done too. And here's the thing. Clay, I think he is gone. Draymond, I think they're gonna let him go, whatever his contract is, I don't know. But you have to give the keys to Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga's been balling out this year. Build around him. Have Curry there, have Kuminga, go forward.
Exactly.
I love
You
Kuminga.
need a star there, and Steph Curry is the main star because without him, watch ticket sales
Yeah.
plummet. So you got to
Right.
keep him for that at least, and to help with the younger guys.
Hold on. We got a dad joke, please.
Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news? Patient, good news. Please, doctor, we're naming a disease after you.
Oh,
What?
how bad are these? Yeah, Kings are
Warriors
strong.
out.
Warriors were not their best this year.
Who's going to be the surprise in the playoffs this year? That's what I want to know. Like, who's going to be that team that does out of nowhere make a little run that we didn't expect?
Good
I don't
question.
know. Probably the Magic. Nah. Oh, nah.
I'd have to look at the. Oh, there's a bracket.
Yeah.
Well, they got the Cavs, and then they play either the Celtics, and then whoever they play.
Whoever beats Boston.
Yeah, if someone beats Boston, that would be. But I don't know. It's like we were saying. There's a lot of parity in Tobias Harris this year.
No Lakers. No, sorry. They're not getting, in my opinion, they're not getting past Denver.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do, though. That's the thing. When you got, as much as I knock him, you got a man named LeBron on your team and AD. Those two click, and they have a good team. And Austin Reeves is playing good. So, you know, I'm not a big Laker fan, but
they're going for those nuggies.
They got to
They
go
can-
against the Nuggets, though.
hey, you got it. You can't. They can't wait till the Western Finals. They got to bring it right now. We'll see what they got, and I'm excited about it.
So, speaking of LA, this player used to play for the Clippers. Highlight, Blake Griffin just retired yesterday. He retired from the NBA.
I could have swore he retired 10 years ago.
Right?
It feels
Right.
like he retired 5
You know,
years ago.
In all seriousness, the explosiveness he used to have when he was young, I love that shit. Because
Me too.
I'm a big dunk fan to see
He's
how
a
he
rookie
would
of the
just
year,
rise up.
multi-time All-Star.
Yeah,
He's
when
not
he
a Hall of
rised
Famer,
up
I
on-
think,
he
though.
had no fear going to the bucket against anybody, and that's what I loved about his game.
I just loved his game in general. I saw him live years ago,
Yeah, the
and
Nets. Here they come. Watch out for the Nets.
yeah. So I was at the Sixers and Clippers years ago. DeAndre Jordan was at the free throw line. So he missed. Blake Griffin runs for the 3-point line, and he tips dunked that. I'm like, bruh.
Yep, almost like Jordan one time when Pippen missed a free throw. He jumped up and grabbed the rebound and dunked it in.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he
great
That
career,
sounds like
good
way
career,
fun.
Blake Griffin, but no Hall of Fame for me.
No, I was gonna say, does anyone know offhand without googling it, like I'm doing, how many teams he played for?
4,
Clippers,
4 or 5.
Pistons, Nets,
Clippers,
Celtics. Might be one missing. That's at least 4.
Did he play
I'd
for
say
the
4 or
Thunder?
5.
Did he play for the Thunder?
I don't
Clippers,
think so.
Pistons, Nets, and Celtics.
I was
Okay.
right. Woohoo!
4.
Yep.
I didn't think about
I'll take
Celtics,
it.
but that's the last one. He didn't really.
Mhm.
Really
He
do
was just
much
on
with
the
them.
team. He was just there.
When I think of him,
Yeah.
I think of Clippers.
And Blake
Yeah.
Griffin, he was a fun player to watch. He was
Yeah,
fun
when he was
during his
fresh
peak,
out,
but
Oklahoma,
I don't see
right?
him as an all-time great, though. I mean, he was
No.
fun, but he didn't last that long as a top guy.
You could put together a really good highlight reel of his in-game dunks because he's had some phenomenal.
Oh my God,
ones.
he, in my opinion, top 5 or top 10 in game
I'd say
dunkers.
top 10. I don't know where I'd put him. He might fall at like 6 or something or 7 maybe.
Yeah,
but
that's why I said 5 to 10.
Yeah, some of the shit he's done in game is pretty damn phenomenal.
Perfect. Let's
Thanks
get those
for the
likes
fire.
up for Ghost. Thank you. So, the Bucks are in the playoffs, but Giannis is out. They're against the Pacers. Right now, I'm going with Indiana. I'm going with Indiana. I got them beating the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks have been falling down since they got Glenn Rivers as their head coach. Damian
I
Lillard's
know.
not working out over there
Can't wait to see
defensively or
RDC
whatever.
World's Doc Rivers
So I'm
parody.
going with the Pacers.
How far did the Pacers go last year?
Second
Did they win a
round.
did they win a playoff series?
Maybe not. I don't know
I can't
about that.
remember. Because
I
I always
don't
think
know.
NBA, I've talked about this a million times. I always think hardly ever, and we've said this before, and it might happen this year just because I said it, does a team come out of nowhere. It's that team who is in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 or 4 years, and they finally get to the finals, then they lose the finals, then they come back and win. You know, normally, I want to be very vague about this. Seems like that. When you look at the history of the champions, it's like Lakers, Celtics, Celtics, Lakers, Bulls, Magic. You know, it's like Detroit, Chicago, Golden State. You know, there's always those groups of teams that are always in the mix. But will there be
you
one?
want a Cinderella team.
Yeah,
you want one of
Indiana
those.
could be. They have the talent that I would not be surprised if they are in the finals against X team from the West. And they're a 6 seed. But just think about how they played this year when they're on. You know, think about back during the in-season tournament when they were firing at all cylinders, how well Indiana played. That's what I'm thinking about, because these players are now going to ramp back up into that playoff mode like they did when we saw at the in-season tournament. We saw that level of playing go up. Now it's going to go through the damn roof because now it's time. The goal for all these players their entire life starts now. They want to win a championship, and how to do it through the playoffs, and it starts last night.
You know, I have a hot take.
Hot cake.
I think that the Pacers will get Paul George next year. If they get Siakam to stay and buy in, they're a couple starts away. Have them get Paul George.
Isn't that where Paul George played originally?
Yep. Have him circle his career.
Perfect.
I just want to ask this question, because everyone's talking about no Giannis and Indiana likes the fast pace, but doesn't not having Giannis possibly help make them a fast paced team? I mean, I know you're going to say about Brook. I get it, but Brook can rebound, kick out, and they're going to be able to run. Bobby Portis can move.
He's so underrated. That's my underrated player of the year.
And he can still defend. So I
and
still
Middleton can step up. Yep.
How long is Giannis out? That's the other question, because these are 7-game series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think he's out for 3, 4.
You also have in the first round, there's multiple days in between games played, so that does give him the opportunity to get back. But I mean, for me, it's not. I mean, I know everyone's looking, expecting the Pacers to run away with this. I don't know. And if you get to that critical moment, that's the one thing, Dame. We can say what we want about Dame, his defense, or whatever. But if he has the ball, it's a close game, last minute shot. Indiana's going to have to really blow them out to really beat the Milwaukee. And I understand you guys about Doc Rivers. I get it. His adjustments, so on and so forth. But the players in the end, they're going to make the certain adjustments. And if it's a close game, I have more confidence in Dame than I do Halliburton. Because those are the two who you're going to think going to take the last second shot.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm confident. confident.
Dame's been to the dance a little more when it comes to those situations than Halliburton, so I would definitely follow you on that one. Not that Halliburton eventually couldn't be that guy, but right now we've seen Dame in those instances and hitting logo threes like it's nothing in those instances too. So yeah, I'd have a lot of more faith in Dame. That might be the game of the matchup of the first round. You know, once these play-ins are in, that's a hell of
prime time. If it goes 7 games for the Pacers to win, they're going to have to blow them out. Because just like I said, if it's a close game, it's not going to be any defense in this game, in that series. That's the one thing I will say.
No, they might be scoring in the 140s, 130s in those games.
No, it'll probably be close to 200.
Coach Kayleen from the Rutgers just transferred to Maryland.
Yeah, Kenny Schmeichel.
Yeah,
I'm surprised she went. I'm surprised I didn't get the notification.
My friend, he's a reporter for Rutgers.
For the time, usually I'm linked into all of them. So, and I'm in the special chat room, so I get all that info. I just because we're here.
That caught me off guard. I don't watch
I
it.
knew she was.
Me off guard.
No, I knew she was in the transfer portal. So you know,
I didn't know that. Like I don't
so,
pay attention. It just caught me off guard.
Yeah, no, I knew that she was in. I think she transferred out 2 weeks ago, or no, right after the season. Right after the season ended for Rutgers, so she put her name in the transfer. It's a loss for Rutgers. It definitely is because of her ability. She's going to be a junior, and now Rutgers is going to have to face her. But Destiny Adams, I think, can hold her own against Kayleen. So, good luck to her. I wish her the best. It's just not against Rutgers.
Right. So let's go over the games last night. The Pelicans lose to the Lakers in a heartbreaking fashion. So I'm gonna start off with Blaze. Did you watch the game at all?
Saw the highlights and stuff. This is
the highlights.
This is what I expect from the Lakers. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, we saw what they did when the in-season tournament was earlier. When they, to me, just me. I don't know if other people see it either, but there are certain players where you really can tell whenever it's playoff time. You really can tell. And I kind of wish it wasn't more like that because of the long season, but because of the long season, they have to pace themselves. I get it. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Lakers do some damage, maybe even knock off the Nuggets. I don't see it. 80%, I'd say the Nuggets should win, but I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets pushed maybe to 7.
Yeah.
Because of the Lakers. They're coming in hot.
It's just like for the Lakers, it's just like LeBron knows how to turn it on and off, and you can't stop that. You literally can't. When he's on, you can't. So they're a threat. I still don't think they're gonna beat the Nuggets, though. They're a little bit of a threat to the Nuggets. I got the unpopular says Nuggets in 6.
Primetime.
I got Nuggets in 7.
Mavericks play the Clippers.
No, I got Nuggets. Yeah, I said 5 earlier. But then I'm like,
so what's going to be later? You're going to change your mind again?
Probably. Probably. Coach, how'd you feel about the Lakers winning the game last night?
First of all, I was greatly disappointed in the Lakers because you're up 14 points, and it seemed like you had control of the game. And I was actually I was doing Heart of the City, and I looked up and I was like, okay, they're up 14. Getting into the show. Next thing I turn around and hear the Pelicans literally tying the game. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And that to me is the disappointment in terms of the Lakers. You had that game in control basically, and next thing I know, you're fighting for your survival in that game. So I tip my hat to Zion putting the 40 burger on them. It was tough to see him go out with that injury because they probably would have ended up winning that game. So, and as far as against the Golden State Chicken Nuggets, I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep, and basically they'll win in 5 games, the Nuggets. And that's big for me to say that against the Lakers. For those of you who don't know, I grew up a Lakers fan before I became a Knicks fan. So and I never want to say that publicly in terms of the Lakers, but yes, you have LeBron and Anthony Davis right now. I wonder if Davis is going to be an all crap type of a guy. If he's a glass figurine, when is the injury going to come? And LeBron, hell, he damn near got run over by
Zion, yeah.
by Zion, and he was
Me and
seriously
Nicky were
hurt.
like, wow.
He was seriously hurt for a moment. So, and for him, his play yesterday, what was he? 6 for 20 or something like that yesterday?
Yeah.
And I expect a little bit more. And will he be able to put this team on his back? To compete with Jokic and the rest of those boys with Denver. So
Yeah. And Nikki, I know we watched the game last night, so if you have any additional thoughts about this game, if not, it's all good.
Well, the Lakers have the Pelicans' number. It's just it happened throughout the season. It happened again last night. I'm sure the Pelicans were the higher seed, but head-to-head, the Lakers had their number. And I already talked about Zion earlier in the Pelicans roster. So for the Lakers, I can just say, hey, be glad you got the win, but at the same time, what are you going to do to beat the Nuggets now?
Yeah.
He played his hamstring off. He ain't play his butt off. He played his hamstring off.
Yeah.
But
and then once he was told to go to the locker room, he threw his towel down.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there you go.
I want to be like the cool kids. We got you outnumbered now, Coach.
Yeah, Skip tried to say it seemed odd the way he ran off into the locker room, but it's Skip Bayless, so
why is it upset? He was upset because he couldn't help his team during a critical moment.
Exactly.
That I understood his frustration. But like you said, it is Skip Bayless, so Mr. Know Everything. So more like Skip Bayless.
Yeah. When I was when Nicky and I were live streaming the game, I was like, Nicky, watch, he's gonna get 40. And that's when he had 10 in the first quarter. I was like, hey, I'll take that. But yeah. Coach, you're good on the panel. You need security.
All right, New York backup.
Yeah, there we go. Come on, I got you, bro. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm not worrying about. Like I said, I'm not worrying about it. Look, they have their little emblem. You see mine, right? It takes up the whole screen, right?
So we can't talk now because we got to win tonight to even get to you. So we can't really talk too much right now until after tonight. Next week, if we're sitting in the same position, there might be a little more talking.
Yeah, but Coach, you actually told me you had a lot to say about this, and that was the Team USA roster. So for the Team USA roster, they got LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Bam Adebayo, Tyrese Halliburton, and as of last night, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was the 12th man.
I just don't get it. And yes, I'm being biased for Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson has performed immensely this year. And for him not to be on this team, I mean, I've had, plenty of other fans, not Knicks fans, said that they expected him to be on the Olympics team and for him to be on the roster. And for him not to be there, yes, I understand. If I'm putting him on, who am I taking off? I'm going to be honest.
Drew Holiday take out.
Yeah.
No, I'm probably going to take out Tyrese Halliburton over Drew. Drew gives me the defense as well as a little bit of offense. So I'm probably going to look in comparison to their what they've done this year. I mean, Brunson has been phenomenal this year. Yes, he has elevated the Knicks. Yes, and I'm standing strong and I'm speaking out and I'm backing my player. But we wouldn't be where we are without him. Sorry, we wouldn't. So, and like you said, Brunson over who? I just said Tyrese Halliburton, then Drew Holiday second. So Brunson has just been immaculate. Plus, he has that mentality. He has an infectious mentality as an athlete. I want to go play with him. You know, he's a bulldog. He's a fighter. He's scrappy. You know, he's not going to back down from anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. He's that type of player. You know, and people say, oh, they don't know if for me, he's a superstar, and he deserves to be on that roster. He damn sure does deserve to be on the roster. So, but y'all got it. Go ahead.
I was kind of shocked that they put Kawhi Leonard there because I was on Twitter and I saw something Austin Rivers said, and he said, give that spot to Cooper Flag. Let him get their experience, kind of like what they did back in the day with like a Christian Laettner type of stuff. I would have been. I hate Laettner too. Don't get me. I hate him. I'm a Michigan fan. I hate him.
I hate putting a college player with the pro athletes like that. I'm sorry.
I thought you made. I know you hated Laettner, but
I didn't.
I don't like people talking about Laettner.
I don't have a problem with Laettner. I never did. So, it was just the fact. It was just the fact that back then you have all these professionals, and you're putting a college player. Yes, he was a college player of the year back then. Cooper Flag, and now you're saying Cooper Flag, who's a high school kid, and you want to put him with the
Austin
pros?
Rivers said. I didn't say I agree with them.
No, I get you.
Here, and I'm not comparing Cooper to anybody, but if this was 2001, 2002, whatever year it would have been, and they said LeBron got named, all the hype that all the hype he came in with, I wouldn't be surprised if they would say, here's the 12 NBA players and this LeBron player that no one will shut up about. You know, I'm with you though, Coach. I think they should keep it all.
Didn't they do that with Zion? No, they did it with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, like I could see them doing that if it was LeBron or somebody. So, and I agree with Coach though. I think
LeBron would have went to college. That's what would have happened.
Yeah, and I don't envy anybody trying to pick 12 from the NBA. I mean, because that's tough. Because there's a lot of really good players in this league right now.
Right.
So
but now there's a little more pressure because you got a lot of top stars coming from overseas playing for their home country. So
yeah, it's not the top 12 players in the NBA are guaranteed to be on Team USA anymore like it used to be. I know that's what you're saying. It's not because I was just going to say you go back, you look, Luka, Giannis, SGA, the top 3 scorers in the NBA, not American.
Right.
You know what else is funny? When they had not Cooper Flag. When they had Christian Laettner there, Shaquille O'Neal got drafted number 1. I was like,
if you're going to pick a college, if you're going to pick a college kid, well, Laettner came off of an amazing year. That's why, and they,
Yeah, I know.
But just imagine if they put Shaq on that team, though.
Oh my God!
It's already, in my opinion, the greatest basketball team of all time. None of the Team Redeem, none of those other teams match up to Dream Team. None of them.
No.
Right.
I don't think any team ever will.
Yeah.
Just because that was such a combination of like 3 different eras, and they were still arguably all in the top 20 greatest of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to find this article. No, that's a report card.
Oh, we got report cards today. We did our homework. Do we get report cards today? Yay! Did I get a free hamburger?
I'm trying to find the article. I thought I had it pinned, but I guess not. It was the article for the biggest regret for each team.
Wait a minute. I'm the one that sent it to you. I know it.
Oh, is it in my text?
It might be. I think it was in your text.
Here, let me look over there. I know I saw it.
This segment's a disappointment.
Welcome back, Blake. Did you text?
No, it's not there.
It's got to be in the group chat.
I'm gonna wear my birthday suit for episode 69.
Oh God!
Oh gosh, Blaze! Damn, bro!
Hey, you're the sexiest big man. I can't be the sexy skinny man. Sexy bald skinny man.
But I don't want that picture in my head.
I'm gonna sit upside down on my chair too. Upside down, so you're gonna see the other.
All right, you know what? We'll go to that article next week. We'll go to that article next week.
For episode 69, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this to my camera. I'm gonna do this to my camera for episode 69.
All right. All right, we're gonna skip that article until Blaze finds it, or not.
Mitch, you don't see it because you're probably on another tab.
If Coach finds it,
I'm on a different tab.
Yeah. Oh my God, Blaze!
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there, Mitch. It's in there. It's
Oh,
in
it
there.
is?
It's right above the Jamil Hill I sent you, Rios, and then it's right there.
All right.
And
Let
it
me,
was at, what is it, 14?
Oh, wait.
What's up, Brandon?
Oh, I
1406.
got it. I found it. Thank you. I got it.
I think I might be
Randy.
upside down. I feel like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man,
Let me get my
friendly
mask.
neighborhood Spider-Man.
And look who's here.
Spins his web. Oh, I remember that song.
Yes, that's going back to when I was a youngster.
All right. So we're just going to do the biggest regret for the Sixers and the Knicks because it's only us two here.
Yep.
So let's scroll down. Let's see what the biggest regret is for the Knicks.
Well, in Detroit was Monty Williams. I felt that was funny.
I kind of
That
figured
was
that.
hilarious.
Lakers, Cam Reddish, trading for Mark Miley, Miami Heat, Bucks, Timberwolves.
We'll be after New Orleans.
Yeah. Beating the Bulls in game number 82.
What?
Yeah. Oh gosh, Blaze. Oh
wanted to-
wow. Wow. I just happened to look. I wasn't expecting that. Blaze, you off the hook today, man. You
Oh
Yo!
Yo!
Yo! No! Brilliant! Yo! This is brilliant! Yo, let's do it! Go, Blaze! Go, Blaze! Go, Blaze!
Sorry, guys. The show is going off the deep end.
Oh my gosh, no! Oh my damn, Blaze! I wasn't expecting that. I'm looking at Tibbs. I just happened to look to the left, and he's just sitting there like, oh.
Blaze been hanging out with Tony Khan.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I call my brother Spider-Man. Oh, that makes sense.
All right.
Alright,
Yeah,
so-
get back to the Knicks beating the Bulls.
Coach, can you explain how
Yeah.
this?
To the journalists who wrote it, I understand, and I understand as some fans who think like that because you would quote unquote you would have had the 3rd seed and you would have went up against Indiana, so you felt you would have had an easier run in the playoffs.
I got you. Okay.
But for me as a competitor, no. You know what? You play to win the game, and you play to get the 2nd seed. Here's the thing. Which no one ever talks about. For argument's sake, if Boston were to lose before the Knicks played them, because for the Knicks to play them, that would have to be, they'd have to reach the Eastern Conference Finals. If Boston were to leave, Boston were to lose, that means the Knicks have home court advantage. So why would I want to lose a game just because I'm going to face Philly or Miami? No, I want to play if they're the best and they're tough and they're going to get me ready for the playoffs. If we win and move forward, I want to play the toughest right off the bat. I do. I've always been like that. I'm a competitor. I don't run away from competition. I don't look at it like that. That's why, I would want to win. But I understand those who say that because you would have an easier task per se, But for me, it's line them up and let me play, And just because with that mindset, if you're putting a mindset of, I'm going to lose this game because of an easier route, you're sending that through your organization. What are you telling your organization? They fought. Yes, they ended up winning by 1 point, but they fought. And that's what this team has been doing all year round. They've been fighting adversity, and I don't like things like that. So, but that's the reason why they say it's a regret.
I get you. Oklahoma City, there you go, R2. Magic, their 1st round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Trading for Bradley Beal. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Not knocking on wood.
What?
Out of everything possible, out of every freaking thing possible,
What the
not
fuck?
knocking on.
You don't think people in Philly were knocking on wood when Embiid came back? You're fucking crazy if you think they weren't. Probably knocking on whatever wood they could. Is that what they're talking about? Hoping Embiid doesn't get hurt?
I'll tell you. I'll read it later.
God,
All
what?
right, so we're done with that. That was the biggest. That's a regret of mine seeing that.
Yes.
Daggone
What?
it, we should have knocked on
No, I'm
wood.
just yelling because
I'm not that kind of wood, Blaze.
We should have knocked on wood.
Get out of here.
All right,
I am done.
all right. Last thing, we're to the wheel.
All
right.
Tournament.
Yeah.
So, who your pick to win whichever one it lands on? So, we're gonna start off with Spider-Man Blaze.
Wemby.
Who is your defensive player of the year?
Wemby.
Rios? Did I hear Rios?
Yeah. I know it's probably going to go to Gobert or somebody else. I say it's Wemby. I think he's changing the game.
I'm
We've
right
only
there with you.
seen- We've only seen just the tip of the iceberg.
The iceberg.
With We Be On Your Mama.
All right. So, Nikki, for you.
The answer to every one of these is We Be On Your Mama.
Who is
MVP.
your
We Be On Your Mama.
MVP?
Fucking toss up.
You got a tough one.
Yeah, I do. You got let's look at the potential nominees. You got Jokic, of course. He was playing lights out. He became the odds-on favorite. But then you also have Luca, who has been having a really good season. He's been helping out that Mavs team. I mean,
It's me, Tobias. I'm the MVP, damn it. Don't you forget about me.
and then, I mean, Embiid, he played like an MVP, but he didn't play, and he didn't even play 40 regular season games. So it's like I can't consider him an MVP with so little games played. I mean,
Who are you
I
going?
would say I'm going to lean more toward Jokic in this case.
Okay.
I think he'll probably get it.
I thought you did. I was surprised you didn't say Gilgis Alexander. So you're sick. Okay.
I mean, he could, but I don't.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
It's probably going to be Jokic again. All right.
Yeah.
Coach.
Coach
Who
of
do
the year.
you-
He's going to get Coach of the Year. Coach get coach. Coach get coach.
Coach get coached.
Yep. 6
Wait. No, I wanted six man. Damn it! I wanted six man. Damn.
All right, fine. Take it. You
Fine.
take
No,
it.
no, no,
Take
Because
it.
you want. He's
Take
going
it.
to pick Jordan. He's going to pick Jordan Poole.
no,
No.
no.
Jordan Poole, your pud.
Mm,
No, coach is for you.
I really don't know. I really don't.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go with Malik Monk from Sacramento. 15 points per game. Just him being that spark off the bench. For me, it was Malik Monk. All right.
It's
Go,
me,
Chuck.
Tobias Harris. I'm the 6th man, the 7th man, the 8th man, the
Oh,
9th man on that
God.
part of the world.
All right. Coach, I'll give you this one then.
I'm the Spider-Man of the year.
Stop, please. Stop. I can't laugh. I can't laugh.
Who is your GM?
Leon Rose.
I knew it. That was my pick.
Yeah, I have to go Leon Rose. I mean, the way he's yes, and I'm being a homer. I admit it, but you know,
Rose.
the way he's, you know, the things that he's done with the roster, and then plain and simple, the OG Anunoby trade, hands down, that is, you know, his best move outside of signing Jalen Brunson as a free agent. But that trade, and yes, many Knicks fans didn't want to lose quickly and RJ, but the OG. Yes, I know he's been hurt.
Obi-Wan
But
Kenobi.
he came in and he's done. I think we're 21-3 when he plays. So, all right, NYG. Oh my God, no, not Sean Marks, not Sean Marks. You got that, bro. You got that. But yeah, it's Leon Rose for me. So,
And to close out the show,
oh my God,
Coach, go off on your rant about most improved player. How it should be DiVincenzo.
Please, somebody, and I get the rules. I get it. I get what they're trying to intending to do. But he played 81 games because he didn't average 20 minutes. The man played 81 games. There are some games that he got pulled out because it was lopsided one way or another. You're not going to play a player like that because you don't want to see him possibly get injured. But look what he's done in terms of improving his game. It makes no sense that this man who played 81 games out of 82 games, 81, and because he missed a few seconds in some games here or there, you're not rounding up, because of whatever the reason. You're not going to play him. You're not going to allow him to compete. It's not load management. It's nothing like that. He played. The Knicks played their players unless they were hurt. There was no load management. And you're telling me, NBA, Miss Commissioner Silver, that this man shouldn't be at least considered? That's asinine to me. That's asinine. You need to fix the rule. There should be some type of an adjustment in there that you could say logically, this man definitely did play. There should be mitigating circumstances that should allow him to be considered, let alone win it. But because he didn't average 20 minutes per game, that's bullshit.
Yep, I got nothing to say about that.
I'd be a homer. It's Maxey for me. He's 11th.
I mean, I'm going with you on that.
He's 11th in scoring. 11th in scoring.
You know what, Blaze? You at least he's being considered.
Yeah.
The point is,
not being considered. He should definitely be considered. I agree with you. DiVincenzo should be considered. That's a stupid variable to eliminate people by that. But I mean, at the beginning of the year, we talked about can Tyrese Maxey make that leap? He is now arguably a top 10 scorer. He's 11.
That's
Speaking of Maxey, he's warming up already. 26
points a game where he was around 20. He's getting the assists. He's had 3 50-point games this year. I mean, he's taken that leap into the elite, into the top tier of players, in my opinion. And I hope he can just stay there. But I agree, there's a handful of people I'd like to put there with most improved, and your boy would definitely be one of them too.
So I'm done. I don't want to say anymore.
That's almost my favorite part of the fact that every year there are so many players that are, we just talked about earlier, trying to pick a USA team because the NBA is just flooded with stars right now. There are tons.
Yeah, but not to average 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a stupid variable. Like I said, to count someone out for that. But
yeah. All right, predictions, and then so who do you guys got? Sixers, Heat.
I can't not pick the Sixers tonight.
Why are you? Yeah, y'all shouldn't be even asked that. Y'all are all going to say the Sixers.
You have to. This is playoff time.
Stop it. So
I was asking Coach.
What's the other team? What's the other game?
Hawks and Bulls.
Hawks. And that's a losers out.
Oh,
yeah, that's a losers out game.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'll just check out the stats and highlights.
Wait a minute. Honestly. The game is where, in Philly or in Miami?
Philly.
In Chicago.
Yeah. I'll go Philly and Chicago today.
Of course, NYC got Miami because he's mad that we gave him Ben Simmons. Yeah, and have fun with Ben Simmons next year too.
Yo, I love NYG. Great discussion yesterday about Mr. Ben Simmons and how he feels in terms of the Nets. So yes. I love
Been
my
there,
brother.
done that.
I love my brother, and I can't disagree. Sean Marks and Ben Simmons. That's all I can say. So
That's just crazy. Well, that concludes episode 67 of the Pick and Roll podcast. That means we have 2 more episodes left. And you want to see the Knicks and Heat rivalry
that is
renewed?
always a great rivalry. That's always been a great rivalry. So
He doesn't.
I don't know why we holding 2.
I'm just holding on to
Said 2 more.
67 because 67 is special to me anyway. So 67 always takes to be special.
Got you.
Y'all can't figure it out. I know that.
Was that your number when you played?
No, my jersey number was actually 72.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Because when I played, refrigerated Perry was the thing, and I was the biggest guy on the team. I was quick, but I also, which most people don't know, I was the goal line fullback.
Ooh.
So,
Hey.
and
The mini fridge.
Actually, to be honest with you, they called me Freezer.
Feed the freezer.
So, but no, 67. That's the year I was born.
Ah, there you go.
On that note, guys, make sure you hit that like, subscribe to everybody's channel, including the Hardcore Sports Network. And Coach, did you want something to announce, everybody, or are you just waiting?
No, we're waiting until Monday.
Coach is pregnant. Yay! It's gonna be a baby.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm the sexy. That's why I'm the sexiest fat man. Yes.
All right, guys. Nikki, you got anything to say, man?
All I can say is Sixers, let's go. Let's get this W. Let's have a Sixers Heat series so we have something to talk about.
You mean Sixers next series?
Or Sixers Knicks, yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't making a run this year. It's ending tonight.
Yeah, but I'm getting engaged. So
to me,
there you go.
One day she's gonna come back
to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
Proposing.
Right.
That was an accident.
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay. I'm like, what are you doing there?
That was an accident. I'm sorry.
Accident, schmaxident.
Y'all
Yeah,
better get out of here. Y'all only got 40 minutes before your game starts.
This is an accident too.
Orange Cassidy, dog.
Rick.
All right. On that note, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe to everybody's channel, especially the Hardcore Sports Network.